I just wanted to bring you into our studios so you could hear a lot more just about what we're thinking and what we're working on right now. So there he is. Thanks for joining us, Michael.
Hi, how are you?
Very good. So this is the third show that we're doing together, and I want to show everybody some of your latest pieces that we actually just got. What's the name and story behind this one?
Yeah, that piece called "The Truth Is Behind," and you see the like a mask cut by half in the middle, in the center. So the person behind the mask just opened that crack and looking through that crack to the viewer with the real eye, and it's a metaphor that to remind people that the truth, even if it's a half the truth, like a half of mask, it's not the truth at all. So to get the truth, you have to see it, the complete, the face behind the mask. So we in a normal life, it's a reference to our common life and how we looking for truth, how we sometimes eagerly want to see the real face behind the mask.
Masks are a common theme within a lot of your paintings, and for me what I took away is how many times we're trying to portray what we think the other person wants to see, or who we want to portray ourselves to be instead of who we are, And so when I see people,
we all wearing masks,
right?
We all doing that. Like Shakespeare said, the life is the theater.
Yeah.
And we all playing roles. We all play wearing masks, and rarely you can see the the real person behind it.
I love though is that's what artwork can do. For how many times do people start to believe that mask, or and so now we show that in art, and it's a subtle calling out and make you realize, oh, is that what I'm doing, or was that what's going on? I love that.
Yeah.
So what else? We have another piece. This is a small original. This is awesome. It's a rare treat. We rarely get something this small.
Yeah, this is a very small piece. That's called the green cloud, and I painted it at spring. I don't remember, probably April, when here in New Jersey, the trees just started to getting green, and new leaves are coming, and very tender green color started appearing on the trees, on the branches. And if you look at the forest or in the park, you see it's not, you don't see leaves yet, but you feel it like a big green cloud covering the park or forest. And in the sky, you see the white clouds floating in the blue sky. And I just got that like a metaphor that because of trees tied with the ground, they cannot fly, so they jealously look at the sky, to the white clouds. They floating and go in any direction with the wind, and they cannot. So it's a kind of jealousy. The tale about jealousy of trees.
You're doing what I want so much, and that is to share the inspiration behind it, because so many times we all see art within the galleries and people tell their version of the story, but I love that. I would have never seen that. So her hair is shaping up almost like a cloud because it's jealous of the clouds in the sky. Is that what's going on there? And she's tied down to the earth?
Yeah. The main principle of ideas I'm getting like a poet getting the ideas for the poem. So it's kind of the same principle. I'm just uh, sharing uh, my imagination, my thoughts through images, not through words and rhymes and rhythm of the poem. And when I was young, when I was 19, 20, I've been a lot of um, uh, in the poetry. I wrote poetry. I cannot say I wanted to be a poet, but I admire a poetry. I read a lot. I even still remember by heart many poems and still love it. So I catch that principle as a poet creating his writing. So I create my paintings the same way. So that's metaphors, that symbolism, and main idea that I want to bring to the viewer.
That leads us to, there's a new piece, Make a Wish. And oh, yeah, we just received this. Oh my gosh. So we are actually holding this for auction. I've never done this before, and I've never gotten so many responses. You have no idea at the fight over this piece. So we just got it. Part of what we're doing at our show is an auction environment. So these 3 new pieces will only be able to first be collected in that format. I haven't gotten any nasty letters yet, but there has been some tension. And so, will you tell me the story about Make a Wish?
Do you know that I became a grandfather?
I did not. Congratulations.
Oh, thank you. That's watching my daughter, getting from the day they told us that she expected, and till the day she gave birth to my grandson. So that looking at her face, looking at the uh, like seeing all the feelings on her face, smiling
Wow.
without reason or sighs without reason. Uh, Look at her. Came up with this idea how a woman expecting the baby and what kind of feelings she has, what kind of wishes she has to uh, addressing to the baby, addressing to this event, and of course, all mothers wishes to her baby all the best of the world, and one peace, all positive emotions and smiles and all positive things. So, and actually, this event just like turned me on this idea, and I created this painting. And why the woman hold the goldfish in her hand? It's it's actually European tradition, European symbolism. In many countries, the goldfish means make a wish, and goldfish will give it to you. So
That's awesome. That, no, it's just awesome to see how everything translates through your eyes. I think you encourage people to have their own story behind the artwork. Like you're saying, it's okay. What it becomes. But to hear
yeah,
the initial inspiration in such a unique point of view, I love that. And there's a reason behind it. Like you said, the goldfish has symbolism. So that's awesome.
yeah. Even if you have some, some other explanation for goldfish, it's fine. It's
Mm-hmm.
up to you. I really admire and respect someone's, story, someone's explanation to my paintings, and it means that the person uh, has his own vision, his own creativity and imagination to create the story. I really love it.
I think I get to see the same thing when you're caught up in inspiration. You see a moment, you create it, and then a piece comes to life months or years later. You walk into a gallery, a complete stranger sees your artwork, and it becomes something totally different that you never imagined. And to me, that's one of the biggest compliments. I've had people celebrate moments where the now wife proposed to the husband. And I was like, whoa, you get to hear that interesting story of when the moon was coming up and she proposed to him. I've had people celebrate anniversaries or where they first kissed or first met. I've had people had times where they've contemplated their life and found their faith. And here I am seeing a beautiful sunrise, and because it was painted in black and white, it became the moonrise to someone. And their memory, what it became to them, and them being vulnerable and sharing that, like those are some of the best parts I think of our job, at least for me, is getting to see deeper into someone and have them share their heart and their experiences and getting to connect, because the artwork does that in a way that just trying to have that conversation with someone would never. I can never walk up to somebody and go, hey, what's the hardest trial of your life and how did you overcome that? And to watch art do its magical thing of connecting with a memory, connecting with a person, and then being something of healing to them. That's pretty amazing.
Absolutely, and we don't even. It's really hard to understand, like to understand the complexity of the universe. Mm-hmm. It's the same complexity of the human being. Yeah. How we all different, how much we all like a planets, like a universes. We look alike. We, 2 legs, 2 hands, head, and eyes and stuff. Look, very close. But inside, we all so much different. We all have our own universe inside. And to get into the center, to get into the some kind of main points that makes us united as human beings. That's the best part of the art. I'm talking about literature. I'm talking about music, about sculptures, fine art, and stuff. Look at for example, Beatles, right? Mm-hmm. So if you look at the songs, I mean, okay, songs. Nice, but how they found that key to the hearts of millions and millions of people.
The message of their perspective. That's
the secret. That's the main secret of art. The true art is going directly to the heart, directly to the center of that universe, each and everyone.
Okay. So, for the first time ever, this is one of the things I've enjoyed so much. Every artist that we have in the gallery, just getting to see the world through their eyes. And for me, I learned something unique from everyone. With Michael, we've come together to take the piece that's behind him and create a version that combines our 2 worlds. And when we first started talking about this, I was like, do we do it in black and white? Do we do it in color? And what did you tell me?
I said, if you feel comfortable with the monochromic work, let's go monochromic.
And let's go blue. So that was the big twist. Here we go. And so here's where we are. We did a episode where we started the piece, and this is the current update of where we're at. And
wow, look at that.
I'm loving it.
Woohoo.
So the neat part is kind of breaking down my approach and where we're at right now. We have a reference photo. Can we pull up the color reference photo? So we've already cropped the piece a little bit. I was envisioning where his characters would kind of go. We kind of talked back and forth and dialed in on that. There's definitely some more contrast going on in the color piece. And if we come back to the easel right now, there's black and white. You can see how we've exaggerated some of the details as far as what's going on. We've created a nice place for the characters. He'll figure out what size he wants there. And in my approach, Michael, I work in the midtones a lot, and then I'll come and pop the highlights towards the end. And so that's where I'm at right here. And I'm at a phase where I'm asking you, what do you want to have this before I pop those, or do you want me to pop those highlights in the clouds and then you'll see that? What do you?
You know what? I missed the part. Did you tell that there will be figures on the sand on the beach?
Yes. So we have your Sunset Tango figures that I don't know the details of it, but from what we were talking about, it looks like they might be coming out of this area here and then into this area here. Is that about right?
Yes.
Or we don't know what
Yes.
size yet. You're gonna see what size fits proportionately, but
I'll figure it out, but I'm very excited about this project, and honestly, this is the first time I'm doing a collaboration with other artists.
oh wow.
You are the first.
I'm glad you're telling me this now. But I also want to like keep working on this every night to get every detail now. But
I had a few offers from other artists, but I gently declined.
holy
But
cow.
I couldn't say no to you because I really admire your style, and I admire your ability to work with the shades and depth of the painting. So I just imagine that it could be, I mean, just great work, that I will not feel ashamed to to do my part on it.
Thank you.
I think it's really coming great as I see it on the screen.
There, I was already trying to think of what you were thinking. It made me look at Sunset Tango a lot as I was even just looking at the composition. Like, these clouds are really over here. I moved them over to help frame up your subjects, create leading lines in there.
Yeah, and you know what? I think you should stop on that part, on that segment, and let me work on my part, and I send it to you back, and you finish, because when you will see the figures, when you will see the contrast or shades on the figures, you will see how much you need to pop up the clouds, or the other way to put them down, in intensity.
I'm right there with you. That's why I wanted to show it to you now, because I didn't want to overpower this with too much contrast.
Right.
And now distract from the figures. I want to frame up the figures, but I don't want your eye to conflict of, well, should I be staring at the sky or the figures? It's about the figures in this piece.
Yeah.
But the uniqueness of here, and the other details that I changed, this water line really came this direction. I threw it at an angle to, again, be leading back to the figures. So trying to use...
create the movement,
Yep, trying to use all these angles. So I was seeing how your face was on the third, and how the dress goes into the water on the third, and it was neat to really start looking at your composition that you're designing there, and there's no accidents, and that's the beauty of what you do, is that you're designing not just these figures, but this beautiful composition that goes along with it. So.
Right. Yeah. So I would stop on this stage and give it to me, and you know what, when I said go blue, when we start talking about the project, I didn't I didn't imagine that it will be so nice in blue,
I already
because you know what reminds me now, the shade of the painting.
Twilight.
You know, no, you know that the uh, the Delft plates and pots and vases from Delft, from the uh, um, Netherlands city.
If I
That's a
saw it, I
famous,
might recognize it. But go ahead.
yeah, it's a famous since I don't know 15th century or 16th century. They doing this kind of like porcelain stuff, yeah, and they use only blue cobalt ornament, only blue, and that's why it's called Delft.
Gotcha.
And my favorite artist from that period is Vermeer. He was born in Delft. He lived all his life, and he died in the Delft city. So, and it reminds me Delft, and it somehow reminds me Vermeer. And I, I got inspiration even more now than I had
Awesome.
before.
Well, I threw a curveball. You said ultramarine blue, and I started there, and I was like, I don't know why, but I have to sneak in teal as a midtone. And so there's this teal color mixture in there, and I'm gonna pick your brain later on the darkest blues because I've got a few color combinations I've experimented with, but
Yeah.
I'll art nerd out with you later.
Yeah, you can go. I mean, in the deeper sides, you can even go indigo. I don't think it breaks the palette.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a
So,
few
yeah.
different color combinations I tried with ultramarina and Perusian,
Yeah.
and even mixing in some crimson just to darken it. But
Yeah, I mean the whole spectrum. You don't have to close yourself on the blue and white. And since you go blue, which is like black is not color. It's
right,
just black.
right.
But if you go blue, it's a color, and it's a lot of different shades of blue. And you could play it a warm blue or cold blue, like indigo, for example, and ultramarine. It's completely different shades of the color, and you can find the harmony, playing with them.
Perfect. Nope, I'm excited. So we will send this
I'm
out to you.
excited too.
This is traveling to Jersey, and then it will be back for the show where I'll put on the final touches. It's a Casino Royale show. Did you know? Do you have your tux ready for the show?
Should I paint in tux?
No, well, no, you don't have, not on casino night. We're gonna have a fun night where we're just gonna have some fun, and it's kind of James Bond theme. And then, so that's Friday night. Then the Saturday, you and I are gonna do brunch where we get to do brunch with our collectors. And then we have our auction. It's our annual auction. It's only the third one the gallery's done. We only do this once a year. And all the originals that I do and you do for the show will first be offered at auction only. And that's going to be a VIP show. We've sent out some announcements. We have a great RSVP list already. And then the rest of the show will be open to the public. So then we will be painting live. We have a live band for 2 of those nights too.
Wow.
You do not have to wear your tux while you paint live. That is not required. So I want to thank you, Michael. Thanks for being here. And I am super excited to send this off to you, see where it gets. And we will see you in just a few weeks. We might do a follow-up episode if I get this back before the show. If not, it looks like I'll be putting the final details on at the show.
All right. I'm
All right.
excited too, and can't wait to fly there and to be in your gallery and follow your schedule, as you said. I'm really excited.
All right, and there will be some tasty beverages while we're painting, just so you know.
All right. I remember last time it was good.
Okay, there you go. Thanks for being here, Michael. Say hi to Beatrice, and we will see you shortly at the show.
I will. Take care. Take care, Phil.
All right. Bye bye.
It was very good to see you.